So let me introduce our panel with us this evening. Duncan Bell of T3.com is alongside us. The Telegraph's digital media correspondent, Emma Barnett's also here, and Daniel Booth from Web User magazine. First up tonight, the new music download service that's also a music sharing service. mflow is in beta at the moment, and we've asked some of our viewers to help check it out. Through the Technology Unplugged blog, we've been giving away some free tryout access codes to the mflow site during the day today, and we'll report back on reaction in a moment. But let's talk to Tony Byrne from mflow to talk us through it. So, Tony, how is this different from any other music buying or sharing service?
I think probably the best description I've heard about mflow is iTunes meets Twitter.
Right.
We set up, mflow is all about discovering new music, and it's about discovering it from recommendations from sources that you trust. So you can follow profiles of, this can be your friends, users, DJs, artists, labels, and every time they recommend something that comes into your inbox. From your inbox you can listen to it in full, you can recommend it onto people who are following you, or you can actually buy it. It's DRM free, it's high quality. Where it gets interesting is obviously if you recommend it to people and anyone buys it on your recommendation, you get 20% of what they pay.
Now that does make it different, doesn't it? But it's 20% of cash to spend within mflow.
It is
to
spend within the system.
It's not like hard cash to go and run down Marks and Spencer's with.
It is. It's to spend on music. The whole thing is about discovering music and really just finding lots of great new music.
Now, do you have to start from first principles about who you want to follow and who your friends are, or can we sort of import them all from our existing?
At the moment, you
social
can't. We've only been open to the public for 2 weeks, so at the moment we can't. But it will be something you'll do. You'll be able to import your friends from Google, from Facebook, from Twitter, wherever. We've also got a lot of channels, and we're hoping to have a lot of celebrities, famous bands, famous DJs on there as well. So
this has been a challenge because you presumably have got to put a good, wide range of music available for people to download, otherwise people won't like your site. But you're going to find eclectic stuff as well, aren't you? Isn't this the whole point, that people are going to be recommending stuff that's maybe off the mainstream? It is,
and I mean, so far from our user testing, we've been very, had a lot of varied music, which is great, because I think if you go to a normal download store, you get the top 10, you get the same old tracks. We're seeing a lot of up-and-coming bands, a lot of bands that are new break, and we're also seeing a lot of old stuff. So you do see varied stuff. We're adding tunes all the time. We've got deals with most of the record companies in the UK.
Oh, really? So if somebody actually wants to recommend on a new band that maybe haven't even got a label yet, but they've put it together and it's available as a file, can they get hold of that?
At the moment, all the ingest is done through our company, so they need to speak to us. But we're always happy to speak to people about ingesting new material. mflow is about discovering new music, and part of that is discovering new artists.
Well, we gave it to you guys you very generously gave some access codes to this learned panel. What did you make of it? Have you heard a play?
Yeah, I have. I mean, the front end, the interface of it is really good. I think the concept behind it is really sound, except it seems to me to have, at the moment, I know it's new, it seems to me to have fewer tracks available than Spotify, and it isn't free like Spotify. That seemed to be like a rather major stumbling block.
I think it's. I wouldn't say it's not free. Anything anyone recommends to you is you can listen to in full.
Yeah,
it is
true.
for people who want to buy music.
How many times can you listen in full to
You can listen to
any
any recommendation in full once, and then reverts to a 30-second preview.
Oh.
I mean, what we've tried to address is the issue. We've all sat there in front of these stores, got all the music in the world with a blinking search bar. You've got to type the name of an artist or a track or something in there. I end up forgetting everything I know, and that's not discovering music. This is about sitting back and the music comes to you.
Emma, what did you find?
I think what you've just pointed out is key, though. People have got into streaming, and so they are just used to going on now and it being free in full, but people do still want to buy it. So I think it's got really good discovery tools, which Spotify is actually lacking. And the idea of being able to sort of get recommendations from people you trust, I really like. And
yeah, that's great.
Also, people are quite, well, we've been playing around in the office, are quite altruistic and then want to buy it to sort of say thank you to the people who recommended a track that they actually like. So that's
that's music, literally to your ears.
It is.
That's quite a nice spin on it.
That's exactly the way the credit works. It works as a little thank you as a tip for a good recommendation.
Did you find anything, Daniel? Anything?
I had a go this afternoon, found it intriguingly addictive. I think what could be key to mflow's success is if they integrate a Twitter-style messaging service within the interface. So if somebody sends you the latest Coldplay track and says, I love this, I know you're going to love it too, and you can instantly message back and say, don't be daft, Coldplay are criminally dull, then...
I was wondering about that, as to whether you can sort of reject recommendations or criticise them, or don't send me anything like that ever again.
You can switch people off. That's the easy thing. If someone sends you, and I've done that a lot to a lot of people.
How customisable it can be, and how much you can personalise.
On that issue
it
specifically, we're releasing another version, hopefully 3 to 4 weeks, and that will have messaging and the ability to reply and so on.
Okay. thank you very much indeed, Tony. Wish you all the well with it. Let us know when it all goes live and we'll give it a mention.
There's one thing I need to mention actually. It is UK only, so anyone coming to the site, I'm afraid it is UK only and it's invite only. Although I think we did put some.
You did
some
indeed.
invites
It's on the
blog.
Technology Unplugged blog. If you want to go and have a look, you've got some invite codes there to give it a try out. Thanks again.